saying so, but I am.
You want to know how I feel? I feel.
You dude, I gotta tell you that I'm majorly.
My life, right now, one word.
Stressed!
It's my girlfriend.
It's school!
It's my parents.
It's my coach.
It's
There.
He's
stressing me out! I am astounded. You know what I think? I think all the teachers in school, they have these get-togethers for these little sadistic meetings. They probably, I don't know, have bran muffins and coffee at these get-togethers. Who knows? Probably on Tuesday. Yeah, I'm guessing on a Tuesday afternoon, they all meet up in the library. The agenda goes like this. Item number 1, how to make students' lives hell. Item 2, how to make students' lives hell. And item 3 through 20, how to make students' lives
Hell, what does he want from me? Listen, I play hard. Ask anybody. I hustle. I work my buns off every game and every practice. Nobody works harder than I do. Oh, sure, anyone can just say that. Anybody can fool themselves into thinking they work hard. But when you've got everybody telling you, not just your parents, but everybody telling you how hard they see you working, you kinda get the feeling it's true. Don't you think? And let me tell you why I would work as hard as I do. Because a year ago, when I, as coach, I wasn't getting as much playing time as some of the other girls, he said, because you're lazy. Well, let me tell you what, that hit me hard. That really got to me.
You know what really got to me? Last week, right? She tells me, Josh, we never spend time together. Ooh, Josh, you know, we don't have anything in common. And I'm like, well, what's that supposed to mean? We don't have anything in common, right? So I say to her, baby, we have each other in common. She shakes her head like when she's telling me I'm all lame and all, right? So I come in close, I grab her by the waist, and I say, baby, we have our love in common. And then she pulls away and she says, that's not enough, Josh. So I see the whole convo isn't going so hot, right? So my motto is, whenever things are looking glum, whenever possible, call on the Beatles. So I say, not enough. All you need is love. All you need is love. And I'm like, come on, hon, sing it with me. You know the words. Dude, I thought she was gonna slap me right in next week.
I thought they were gonna ground me for life, and I didn't do anything seriously. I mean, okay, I did forget to pick up my little sister from kindergarten, but she was fine. The teacher said she was okay and that she played with blocks the whole hour she waited. My parents practically called me a criminal because little Mimi played with the alphabet blocks for an hour after kindergarten. When we got home, you should have heard the lecture. Actually, you shouldn't have. It would have killed you off. All the big words: responsibility, loyalty, honesty, sincerity, and like 700 other words ending with T. Honestly, I can't remember right now.
Some people equate the sound of stress to nails on a chalkboard. Most chalkboards, however, have been replaced. The squeak of a dry erase marker on a whiteboard. That is sound stress. Or the keys of a computer clicking, or a pencil scratching on a piece of paper. All these methods can produce more homework, more torturous assignments that fill my afternoons, my evenings, my nights with pain. These are the modern day examples of stress.
Stress is a taste. The taste of sweat. The coppery taste in the back of your throat when you've been running wind sprint after wind sprint. The taste of grass when doing push-ups on the garage. Of chalk from the playing field. Of rubber from your mouth guard. But you need one more ingredient to get the exact taste of stress. You have to add in all the rotten words you want to scream at your coach, but you don't dare. Or you're sit the bench for the rest of the season.
Dude, believe it or not, stress smells like this perfume my girlfriend wears. Now, I can't remember what it's called right now, but I better find out by Christmas because, you know, it's on the list. Anyways, it drives me crazy. Because whenever I smell it, I know she's around, right? I love it. But I also hate it. But then I start thinking where she puts it. Dude, behind the ears, on her neck, whoa, I'm powerless. Whoa, I'm whipped.
Stress is the color of light blue. That's the color I had to paint the hallway, the living room, the baseboards, and the top part of the family room. Two coats coats or I couldn't go hang out with my friends last weekend. I hated that color. By the end of last Saturday, I wanted to paint my parrots light blue, and it took all of my willpower to not dump that last half gallon right on their heads. Red, isn't it, or black, light blue. Stress is a shade of light, disgusting blue.
S-T-R-E-S-S. We don't like it, so give it a rest. No stress. Yo, check this out.
Let me tell you something.
Listen up.
Lend me your ears.
He's always telling me he doesn't like my attitude. He doesn't know anything about my attitude. You want to know what my attitude is? Get the job done. That's what I'm out there thinking. Get the job done. My job is to get to the ball before the pitcher does, before the defense does, before anyone does. I do my best just to get done.
I can never get all done. I mean, once the teachers have conspired against me, have coordinated this week's scheduled torture homework, there is no humanly possible way to get all done. This is what I had last week, Wednesday night, okay? All-star band practice, 2 hours. Physics, 2 hours. English, an hour and a half. French, an hour. SAT vocabulary review, an hour. And filling out my scholarship application, an hour. That totals, ladies and gentlemen, to 8.5 hours of homework. That, to use a vernacular, is nuts!
They're completely insane. I mean, they say they were young ones too, but I don't actually believe them. If they were young, they would know that it's practically impossible to shoplift, do drugs, drink like a fish, have rampant sex, vandalize tombstones, and sneak out of the house, all while IMing for 1,000 hours a day, and, by the way, still earn decent grades and get in the house by 9 o'clock on school nights. They must think I'm like super delinquent or something. I just
Don't get it. You know what I mean? I spend time with her. I like to spend time with her. I mean, who wouldn't, as long as, you know, you're a heterosexual dude. She's gorgeous, she's funny, she kisses great, and her laugh, I mean, it's just like angels laughing. Like, we spend time at her house every single day after school. We hang out on the weekends. Her mom basically says they might as well adopt me, and that's not to say we hang out during the breaks at school. But you know what she says to me the other day? She says, Josh, we never spend time together. I'm like, well, what do you want me to do? Get liquefied so you can put me in an IV bottle? Dude, I mean... Girl!
Do
Do
you
you
know
know
what
what
all this stress is doing to me?
I get these migraine headaches.
I get these terrible nightmares.
I get this mega bad acne.
I get the worst menstrual cramps.
I always know when they're coming. The headaches. I get these shimmery spots in my peripheral vision. And remember Fantasia, that old Disney movie? Not the one with one American Idol. It was one of the few shows my parents let me watch growing up because it features classical music which is supposed to increase brain activity. The show, not American Idol. Anyway, there's a segment in Fantasia where they have these sort of dancing water lilies, or mushrooms, or both. Anyway, they have some sort of dancing plant. The spots remind me of those.
In the nightmare, I'm standing in the goal. I've never played goalie in my life, but in the nightmare, there I am, and I can see my team way off in the distance. And they're kicking a soccer ball, only it's huge. And I can tell it's huge, because if it were a regular size, I only see a white dot. But in the dream, even the black shapes on it, I can see really clearly. I get this gross feeling in my stomach, like I know something terrible's about to happen. Plus, I know I'm in the wrong position, but my cleats are glued to that spot. I'm thinking, why am I playing defense in the goal? I'm a striker. I have to get over there. I can't move though. I'm stuck.
Dude, whenever she like brushes me off, I break out unbelievable. I mean, it's pretty much a psychological thing now, because whenever I get in a fight, I go home and I scrub my face big time, because I know the zits are on the way. I take this old washcloth, I run the water so it's super steaming hot, right? And then I take the washcloth, and I soak it in the water until it's practically burning. And then, I take a nice, deep breath. And just like when I'm trying to turn a trick on the skateboard, I slap that sizzling hot washcloth on my face. Dude, ah! Like when I peel that thing off, it's like an instant sunburn, dude.
The bloating comes first. Have you ever seen a fish that's been dead in the water for a few days? How it's floating and its belly's all puffed up. That's what I feel like. And PMS, if my parents have been hassling me that time of the month, becomes a tornado, a volcano, a hurricane. Think of a natural disaster, any natural disaster, then multiply it by 200. That's what I feel like. And if my parents have been on me about my attitude, it becomes even worse. And when I try to tell them it's my period that's put me in a bad mood, my mother just smiles this amazingly disgusting smile and says, well, that's just the curse of womanhood, sweetheart. Which only makes me want to throw her bowling ball through the china closet.
When the spot stops dancing, I know I'm gonna get hit. Oh, the pain!
It starts rolling towards me. It's freaking getting bigger.
You know, it doesn't matter that I scolded my face off the night before. I wake up and there they are.
After the happiness of the bloating and a lovely case of PMS, here come the cramps.
Right behind my left eye!
Coming right at me.
Spreading all over my face.
In my back, in my sides, in my belly.
Like a jackhammer!
Like a steamroller.
Like a bunch of pregnant flies.
Like my guts are a towel and somebody's twisting and twisting.
The pain!
The agony!
The terror.
The embarrassment.
The scumbag who even dares to suggest that being a man is in any way harder than being a woman.
Woo!
So, because of all this stress.
I am staying home from school, locked in my bedroom, with shades over all the windows.
I keep thinking about it the next day. Even at practice, I can't get it out of my head.
I mean, I'll just call up my girlfriend and tell her I need to be alone for a while.
I chew on the bedpost until I snap it off.
Which, of course,
Only makes things worse. Much worse.
you
wanna
want to
know
know
what
what
else?
else? I
I thought you were talking about
I'm the only one who can like to answer a question.
No,
Nobody
I
else
understand.
I'm trying to hold the topic.
Doesn't make sense.
Too bad.
It should be so hard to say.
I mean,
dude, taste it. I told you it's better, right? That's what it says. And it's trying
crazy. You're all a moron.
What kind of shame
But I really cannot control it. It's not like
It's not.
It's not my fault.
I'm
No,
not
it's not the other side.
Nobody
Yeah,
knows.
it's like we should get back to it. I just feel like I can't take it anymore.
So of course, I'm not exactly looking my best lately. Bags under my eyes.
Falling asleep in my classes.
Her face looking like a freaking pizza.
My outfit's pinching my waist and my thighs.
And
And
People telling me all the time.
Alex.
Pardon.
Dude,
Mindy,
you look stressed.
And I'm like,
No
Everybody's got advice. My nanny Aunt Oregon tells me I should try putting sprouted wheat under my pillow at night.
My therapist tells me I need to practice meditation.
my friend comes over and lights incense in my room. My father thinks it's marijuana, of course.
My dog tells me that I should try just scratching the fleas off my backside.
Try a poultice with rose hips and ginger.
Think of a climb out street.
Become a vegan.
Lick the floor.
Sniff peppermint.
Get a massage.
Eat tofu.
Take a long slurp from the toilet.
Nothing works. We
are
are
still
Stressed.
Good. Stress, 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 stress.
There
was
This one time.
I spent an entire day, 24 solid hours on school and school-aid activities. Sun up to sun up. That's how.
Crazy who was about this game. He was literally jumping up and down in front of us. Jumping up. Bam.
Down from there, young lady. My father's always yelling at me. But you know what? I didn't want to get off the roof. I wanted to.
Stay, she tells me, right? Don't go. I don't want to be alone. So I stayed. Even though I knew my stepmom would be like completely.
Steamed up about how we weren't working hard enough. How we weren't totally committed. But you know what? I think the team is more committed than he is. I don't know how many times he's gone to practice.
Late for your period, young lady? I cannot believe it. I cannot believe she asked me this question. I cannot believe she was actually suspecting me of being
Pregnant guinea pig. I had to take care of my allergy lab, and she was getting extremely close to delivery. I had to count the contractions. They were tough to see the fur. I mean, it was 2 a.m., and I'm pacing back and forth, waiting for my science report to have her.
Baby, I gotta go home now. You don't love me, she says. And I'm like, of course I love you. And she's like, you don't really love me. And I'm like, I really, really do. Love it. If I could only get a break.
A break.
A break?
A break!
A break.
A break from all this stress. You know what I would do?
A break for me would involve sleep and more sleep. I would get so much sleep I'd have to take a nap from sleeping. And eating. Sleeping and eating all I want with no stresses. No alarm clocks, no calorie counts, no, young lady, if you don't get out of bed and into the shower in the next 5 minutes, you're grounded until Christmas. No, trying to fit into the $50 jeans you just bought. Just sleeping and eating, the two greatest joys in life. How would that? Oh, you know what? I know how it would be. It'd be like the life my little sister had when she was little. And I probably had it too, but I don't really remember it. But I lived through Mimi's life. My parents practically celebrated every little thing she did. Oh, Mimi, you took a nice long napsy wapsy. What a good little pookie bookie you are. Oh, Mimi, you slept all the way through the night. Good job, you eensy teensy pumpkin muffin. And when she finished off her straight peaches, it was like she had found the cure for cancer. And they were like that about every normal human thing she did. Oh, Mimi, look at the big poop you made. Good job, honey. It was like she filled her diaper with gold nuggets. Yeah, what a break that would be. Just sleeping and eating all I want. No hassles, no nothing. I could sleep all day and have my parents just like come in and be like, oh, Mindy, you slept all the way through school. Oh, you ate that entire box of Twinkies? Good for you. Would you like another one? Oh, you're going back to bed. Have a good sleep. And when I drooled on my pillow, you know, my parents would come in and they'd be all like, oh, look at her, she drooled. Isn't that cute, our cute little pookie wookie bookie eensy teensy weensy cutie pie? Yeah, what a break that would be. That would be a break I could handle. I could just
use a break.
The perfect break for me? A good old-fashioned game of kickball. You remember kickball? I'd like to get all the girls on the soccer team together to play it. We'd choose off teams, except we just count off 1, 2, 1, 2. One's on this team, two's on the other. Just so we didn't have the stress of having captains and the fear of not getting picked on the team. Yeah, we wouldn't deal with any of that. Kickball, with the soft red ball that didn't hurt when he got hit with it, even if he got beamed in the head, which wasn't supposed to happen, but it did sometimes anyway. Yeah, I'd like to get all the girls together to do that. And sure, like, when you got hit with it, it would frazzle your brain a little bit, but you got over it pretty quick. And it was always so easy to hit. Even if the pitcher tried to make it hard, they just couldn't get it spinning fast enough or rolling hard enough to make it difficult to hit. And if it was bouncing too much, you just let it pass by and they'd send you another one. You'd take nice 3 steps and nail it high into the air, while all others would scatter out in the outfield to get the ball. And you're running first, second, third, just ahead of the ball. Yeah, that's what we do. No coaches, no adults, no talk of strategy, no talk of technique, just us girls goofing around. We'd get in a little tip over whether we really got hit with the ball or not, but it wouldn't really matter. If anyone got mad, we just run over and tickle them. Yeah, that's what we do. We'd tickle them. And all the other girls would come over, and we'd make a pig pile, and we'd just laugh and laugh until our stomachs ached from it. Yeah, that'd be wonderful. We'd lose track of the score even because it didn't really matter. It wouldn't matter who was out, who was safe. We'd all be safe because it was just us girls goofing around. Yeah, if anyone got mad, they just get tickled. That's all. A nice, long break.
I would go to my bedroom, and I would shut the door. I would turn on my mechanized, space-oriented mobiles. And I'd lay on the floor for an hour. And I watch them all spin above me. The sun, all the planets, space shuttle and the asteroid belts, Jupiter and all its moons. I listen to the whirring of the little motors in my myriad mobiles. and I'd let my mind flow amongst the plastic representations of the components within our galaxy. I'd do that, as I said, for an hour. And then I'd reach on my bed, and I'd grab my favorite childhood toy, my Lincoln Logs. After carefully separating each log, and door, and window, and roof piece, I'd lay them in an organized grid, and I would build them thoughtfully. I would savor each sweet interlock of those beautifully crafted Lincoln Log pieces. I'd have a mental image of a building so blindingly familiar, I'd feel as though it was branded on my very synapses. I'd take the mental image, and I'd reproduce it faithfully. I'd finish like a Seratos, and then I'd affix a computer-generated sign onto the structure. Font size 16, font type Helvetica in bold. This sign would read Lakeview High School. I would then climb onto my computer chair, and like a 12-ton meteorite dashing through the atmosphere into a fiery ball of destruction, I would leap and land, full faith in laws of physics, directly on top of the model of the school. I'd hear it crumble, I'd hear it collapse, I'd hear it splinter, and I would smile very widely. And then I'd go eat a vanilla yogurt sprinkled with crushed dairy cookies.
A nice long break. Dude, I'll tell you what I would do for a break. I would call up my two best buds, Joe and Nate. I'd be like, Joe, Nate, dudes, road trip. He'll be like, where, Josh, where are we going? I'd be like, we're hitting the slopes, compadres, and he'd be all like, cool. But then, before I hung up, I'd get all real serious with him. Just like how my teachers are serious that I will not graduate from high school. And I will tell them, no females. They didn't know what that meant, and I could hear in their voices when they said, dude. So we'd all pile into Nate's old and occasionally running 1979 Mazda. We'd be cruising down that holy highway, jamming out to the greatest tunes in rock and roll. The Zeppelin, The Who, and CCR. We'd be cruising down that holy highway, wearing our full ski gear because the Mazda's heater has been blown out since the 80s. And we will be snarfing down the finest foods that this world can provide. Cheetos, Mountain Dew, and the occasional Slim Jim. Heaven on wheels, my buds, my board, and a billion bumps of snow. But listen up here, newsflash, Whenever we were skiing or snowboarding and we'd see a female skier snowboard by, we'd turn away that day. Every single sound, sight, or smell that even resembled a girl, no, bam! So then that way, if I wanted to do a sick 540 and wipe out like 37 times, I could. And not have to worry about some person being there like, well, what's your problem? It's just a snowboard trick. I mean, like, give it up. And if I wanted to chug this bottle of Mountain Dew in only 23.5 seconds and beat Joe's previous world record, I could. I don't have to worry about some babe being there rolling her eyes about it. And if I wanted to let out one of my famous, cheek-rattling, gaseous expressions of art, I just could. And I would bask in the true admiration of my buddies being like, dude, nice one. We could laugh our butts off all day and never once have to say, oops, pardon me. Yeah, that would be one super sweet break. Just like, don't tell my girlfriend I want to do that, all right?
A break is all I need.
Just one long,
Relaxing.
Undisturbed
Happy.
break. Impossible.
Eat and sleep all I want. My parents would have a cow.
Coach would throw a fit.
Who has time to play with Lincoln Logs?
Nate's Mazda blew a head gasket.
Just stress.
Stress and more stress.
I've
I've
got
got
100 million expectations. Always running, always late, never rested, never finished. Grabbing breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Wanting more and getting less. Feeling stale and not refreshed. Once I take it easy. Just for once, I want a breather. Please, oh please, get off my back. I'm stretched so thin, I'm on the rack. In danger of a heart attack. I just can't seem to get the knack of I'm learning how to just relax. No matter that I try my best, wherever I go, east, north, or west, I'm finding something else I missed. And all I know is that I'm stressed. I'm
I'm
stressed.
stressed.
I'm stressed.
I'm stressed.
It's all the same, southeast or west. It's just another thing I missed. I'm stressed, that's all, just stress, stress, stress. I'm stressed, I'm stressed, I'm stressed, I'm stressed, I'm stressed.
Thanks.